Roger with iGadgetGeek, and today we're going to be taking a look at the HTC One X. Now this is available from AT&T for $199 with a 2-year contract. So let's go ahead and dive right into this packaging and see what all it comes with. Of course, you get your quick start guide, the phone itself, your actual SIM removal tool, because this does not have a removable battery or a expansion slot, so you'll need that removal tool to insert and remove your SIM card. And then of course you get the HTC wall plug, a USB to micro USB cable, and some more good information. Let's go ahead and set all this to the side. We don't really want to look at the paperwork right now. Basically what we want to do is look at the phone itself. Now this does come in this really nice matte black finish. The entire phone is got a real stealth look. The entire back of the phone is that unibody polycarbonate construction with that nice matte black finish. And they've even gone so far as with the Beats audio included, instead of it being a bright red logo, it is a very subtle kind of a charcoal Beats logo right there. Then of course you have your rear speaker and your pins. The HTC logo itself too is blacked out. Even the camera ring is all black. Very subtle, very stealth, very black phone. Now this does run the new Tegra 3 processor. It is a 4+1 architecture. So basically you have a quad-core processor and a single-core processor. So when you're doing your average, everyday, daily things, the single-core processor are going to do all that for you. When you're playing a video game or doing some graphically intensive thing that needs a lot of processing power, it will use the quad-core processor. So let's go ahead and take a look around at this phone while it is powering up. Okay, basically on the bottom you have your main microphone. On the left-hand side, you have your sync and charge port. On the very top, you have your secondary mic, your headphone jack, your sleep-wake button, and your SIM card tray is right there. Now, on the right-hand side, you have your volume up and down. There, too, all of the buttons, that same nice matte black finish. All right, so this is booted all the way up. I'm going to go ahead and reposition the camera, and we'll get a close-up view for all of the software. Okay, I've repositioned my camera to get a little bit better view of the actual software. So as you can see here, we actually have the lock screen. And right now I have it set up for the weather lock screen. So every time you turn it on, it's going to give you that updated weather information with the HTC Sense graphics that we've all come to see and really enjoy. Now, of course, on this lock screen, you have your ring that you pull up to actually unlock the phone itself. If you want to go straight into an application, you can grab that application, put it in the ring, and it will unlock. Let's go ahead and take a look here at the home screen. Now this is running Jelly Bean, and it has 64 gigs of built-in internal storage. That's right, 64 gigs for a phone that retails for $200 with a 2-year contract. For them to include 64 gigs of internal storage is phenomenal. They don't give you the option for an expandable SD card slot, but they give you a ton of internal storage. So if we go in here to settings, and we'll come right down here to storage. As you can see, I'm using 10.2 gigabytes, and I have available 53.98 gigabytes. So that is phenomenal that they include that large amount of storage, especially at a phone that with a contract is only $200. Now, of course, with this being HTC Sense 4 Plus, you have all those HTC widgets we've come to expect, like the weather widget, where you touch on the weather and it will expand and give you a full screen, very nice, very graphic, intense experience with this new Sense. And it accomplishes that great graphics with the 12-core GPU from the Tegra 3 processor. Now, of course, you have widgets you can include for your Wi-Fi, your Bluetooth, your profile, your GPS, all of those great things. And to add a widget, you just touch on the home screen, and then it will open up all of your widgets. As you can see here, it has 21 pages of widgets. If you want to add an app, you can click on App, or you can click on Shortcuts. So it's kind of nice to give you a lot of those options. And of course, with Jelly Bean, you can have folders and all of that good stuff. So you have a full calendar. You can scroll across your pages that are available here and your widgets that are available there. So let's go ahead and go back home. Now, what a lot of people always ask me every time I review a new phone is they want to take a look at the Geekbench 2 and the Quadrant Standard scores. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and go in here to my recently launched applications, and I'm going to close all of these out. Go to my Task Manager, and we'll go ahead and stop all. We'll go back home, and we'll launch the Geekbench 2. Now, like I mentioned before, this is the Tegra 3 processor, so it is a quad-core processor, and it is rated at 1.7 gigahertz, and it does have right at a gig of RAM. So let's go ahead and run the benchmark score. Okay, that has finished. As you can see, we're presented with a score of 1619. So let's go ahead and go back home, and we'll do the same thing. We'll go to our recent applications, make sure all of those are closed. We'll go to Task Manager, and we'll go ahead and close out everything in the RAM. And then we'll go here and launch the Quadrant Standard. We'll go ahead and let it run its full benchmark, and we'll have a look at those. Alright, that has finished, so let's go ahead and pull up our actual score. Okay, we are presented with a score of 7291. Alright, so we've taken a look at those benchmark scores. Let's go ahead and go in here to our app tray and look through some of these applications installed. Of course, you have 3 tabs here at the bottom for your frequent, and your downloads. So you can see we have about 4 pages of applications. Now this does come pre-installed with some good AT&T applications. You have your AT&T Code Scanner, your Family Maps, your AT&T Navigator. It also comes pre-installed with one Mass Effect game. So it really comes with the game to give you a sense of these great graphics that this has. Now, of course, you can go to your downloaded applications, and games do look phenomenal on this device. And you have, of course, the Tegra Zone, and what that allows you to do is access all of the games that are built and designed specifically to run on this Tegra 3 processor, and all of those games do look phenomenal on this 4.7-inch HD display. So all in all, it's going to be a great phone. It does retail, like I said, for $199 and is available at any corporate AT&T store as well as their website. Has 64 gigs of internal storage built in, and it does run on AT&T's 4G LTE network. Now that has been my full review of the HTC One X Plus, and this has been Roger with iGadgetGeek.